English has established itself a global lingua franca with over 1.5 billion speakers worldwide. For Indonesia, a nation of more than 218 million people, the demand for English proficiency is rapidly increasing, driven by globalization and socio-economic development. Despite the challenges, Indonesia ranked 79th on the EF English Proficiency Index in 2023, reflecting a growing commitment to enhancing language skills nationally. English significantly influences Indonesian vocabulary, education systems, and access to global opportunities. This presentation explored the multifaceted impact of English on Indonesian language learning and its broader cultural and economic effects. Next, historical context and rise of English. Following independence in 1945, Indonesia transitioned from using Dutch to English as its primary foreign language in education and diplomacy. This shift aligned with Indonesia's aspirations to connect with global markets and international institutions. The acceleration of globalization and technological advances in the 1990s, especially the rise of the Internet and satellite TV, significantly expanded English exposure. Foreign investment boomed alongside media influences, further embedding English as an essential skill. Government policies have progressively emphasized English, recognizing it as a vital driver for economic development and international engagement. Policies such as the inclusion of English in national curricula and increased teacher training efforts have contributed to broader English accessibility. Particularly in urban centers, the country's evolving language landscape reflects a deliberate embrace of English as a gateway to progress while negotiating the preservation of Indonesian cultural identity. Lexical borrowings and rising vocabulary. English has profoundly enriched Bahasa Indonesia's lexicon through thousands of loan words that have become commonplace in everyday speech and formal language. Especially prominent are terms for technology, words like internet, online, download, and email are seamlessly integrated into conversation without direct translation. In the business sphere, English-driven terminology such as marketing management, project, and business play a critical role. Pop culture is another major factor for English vocabulary infiltration, introducing words like fashion, film, concert, and trend that resonate strongly with younger generation. Linguistic research indicates that between 20 to 13% of new entries in Indonesian dictionaries are derived directly from English, highlighting the deep impact of English as a source of lexical innovation. Grammatical and syntactic impact. Beyond vocabulary, English has influenced Indonesian grammatical and syntactic patterns. One notable effect is the frequent direct translation of English phrases, resulting in construction like the download, which blend Indonesian affixes with English roots. This trend reflects a broader adoption of English sentence structures, including increased use of the passive voice, mirroring typical English syntax. The concept of phrasal verbs has also permeated Indonesian speech, with informal borrowings such as check out becoming check out, reflecting phonetic and semantic adaptation. Such influences extend to formal writing styles, with academic and professional documents showing more English-like organization and discourse markers. Younger Indonesians, especially those exposed to English media and education, exhibit conversational patterns that blend English syntax with native elements, making a generational linguistic shift. English in the Indonesian education system. First, compulsory curriculum. English is a mandatory subject from junior high school across most Indonesian provinces, underscoring its importance in formal education. Second, Curriculum Merdeka. The National Curriculum Merdeka emphasizes practical communication skills, encouraging interactive and relevant English learning aligned with real-world uses. Third, early learning. Increasingly from elementary school, introduce English instruction to build foundational skills, reflecting a trend toward earlier exposure for greater proficiency. Third, and the last, higher education and private courses. English proficiency is a prerequisite for academic success at university levels and for conducting scholarly research. Millions of Indonesian learners seek additional training through private language courses, reflecting high demand. Socio-cultural implication. English prevalence in Indonesia extends deeply into social and cultural realms, commixing where English and Indonesian language intermingle, especially among urban youth, is widespread, exemplified by bahasa gaul or slang usage. Proficiency in English is often associated with modernity, cosmopolitanism, and elevated social status, influencing peer group dynamics and self-identity. The dominance of English language international media, including movies, music, and social media platforms, reinforces its cultural influence. However, this creates linguistic divides between urban population with greater access to English education and media, and rural communities where Indonesian and local languages prevail. Some youth navigate tension between embracing global English fluency and preserving their cultural heritage, reflecting complex identity negotiation in a bilingual landscape. English is indispensable in Indonesia's vibrant tourism sector, especially in global hotspot destinations like Bali, where multilingual communication ensures effective service and international appeal. The language also enables professionals in international trade, technology startups, and the growing business process outsourcing or BPO industry to tap into cross-border markets. Access to global scholarships and study opportunities abroad is strongly linked to English proficiency, providing pathways for advanced education and research collaboration. On the job market, English skills enhance competitiveness regionally and globally, with studies showing a 15 to 20% increase in earning potential for proficient speakers, highlighting the tangible economic incentive driving language acquisition. Conclusion: navigating a bilingual future. English influence on Indonesian language learning creates a dynamic linguistic environment that both enriches communication and presents challenges for presenting local linguistic identities. The path forward requires a balanced approach to language policy and education, embracing English as a key to global connectivity while safeguarding Indonesian vast linguistic heritage. Continued adaptation, thoughtful integration of English within curricula, and awareness of sociocultural implications will shape a bilingual future where Indonesian and English coexist to empower generations. As Indonesian advances in a globalized world, its linguistic landscape will reflect a vibrant synthesis, fostering both innovation and tradition, positioning the nation for sustained cultural and economic growth.